Welcome to the Dirty South Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Eric Lee and Lorenzo Ice-T.
What up, Lo? What's going on, man?
What's up, Ely, man? How you doing, dog?
Man, I'm having a good time in here, man, already.
Oh, yeah, we about to get it in. I'm ready for tonight, man.
Are you ready for tonight?
Yeah, I got to give myself a round of applause. Let me get my theme music.
Get your theme music. Get your theme music.
I got to get my Deion Sanders on. Woo!
Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, man. Welcome.
Real right here, baby.
I hear you, bro. Well, welcome to another edition of the Dirty South Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm yours truly, Eric Lee, and you are?
LIT to CIT, always on fire. I stay lit for fantasy football. Lorenzo Ice-T to the Thomas.
That's right. We do this each and every Tuesday, 8 to 8:30 p.m., where we get a chance to talk about dynasty football as well as redraft football. We bring in some folks in the industry who are playing on the show. In addition to that, if you're checking us out and you're checking us out on Facebook, do hit us with the a thumbs up, as well. That's as right. If you're on YouTube and you're catching the replay, hit the subscription button as well as the notification. So anytime we go live, you know exactly what's going on. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Got a lot of good stuff to talk about in terms of the NFL, some injury reports, all kinds of stuff, man. What you thinking? What you got going on?
Well, I mean, I'm the turd this week. I'm in the toilet. I'm gonna come out with it. I'm in the toilet. That's all. That's all. And our special guest knows what it's like to be in the toilet too.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about being in the toilet. Some folks may not know exactly what that's about.
That's right.
We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about sacking a quarterback. What's a sack? What's not a sack?
Lord have mercy.
Yeah. It took my team out this week, so I'm having a problem with that. Matter of fact, check it out. If you're out and about and you're taking a look at us out on Facebook or any other social media websites, what do you think? Should Grady Jarrett have picked up that sack when he hit Tom Brady? Hit us up. Throw us in the chat. We'd like to shout you out and see what your thoughts are. So it's definitely going to be on and popping. Again, NFC East. You call it the NFC least.
That's
right. 3
right.
teams. 2 of them 4-1. The other one 5-0.
Yeah, man, they still the NFC least, man. They ain't play nobody, man. They ain't play nobody. In fact, actually, that was a question on First Take, I think yesterday, which division in football is the best football? And when Lorenzo is on here, it always comes back to the Miami Dolphins, whatever. And whenever I start talking, it comes back. So I'd have to say the AFC East is the best division in football right now, even though the AFC West was considered to be the best division. And that was a great game last night when it went down to the wire between the Raiders and the Chiefs. But, the records are, you would say based on those records that the NFC East would be the best division. But, who have they played? I'm looking at, those.
Was it Dennis Green or was it Herm Edwards to say we play who's on the schedule?
Play who's on the schedule, yeah. And they can be very happy right now. The Giants are happy, the Cowboys are happy, and the Eagles are happy as of well. But those teams in that division are going to beat up on each other too. So
there's going to be some cannibalization before it's all over with.
Yeah, that's your phrase right there. You love that one.
It is what it is. Man.
That's right. That's your right. That's my
thing. Taysom Hill. How many points did he score? 40 points this weekend?
I'm mad that, I didn't get a chance to pick him up because that was one of the players I was going to pick up. But, we'll go into all of that later on because I had Taysom on my team and he started for me the week before when they were in London. And I thought the New Orleans Saints were going to use him in that capacity the way they did this week. I thought they were going to do it last week. And because of all the injuries and the people that were out, when you don't have Alvin Kamara playing, you would figure you would use Taysom Hill that way last week, and they didn't. I released him and was thinking of picking him up, and I had some problems with my tight end because my tight end is Kyle Pitts. And once he was out, I was like, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to pick up a tight end? But I chose not to pick up anybody because I was having a good time this weekend.
Oh, that's what a HBCU homecoming will do for you.
Right. You and I were hanging out all weekend long, basically from Thursday until Sunday, and we did not talk about fantasy football the entire time we were in each other's company. We did not.
Both of us took L's because of it.
I know, right? Exactly. I mean, I did not sign anyone to my team. No, I left Kyle Pitts in the starting lineup.
Right.
Basically, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to take an L this week. I don't want to delete anyone or, drop anyone off my squad. I'll just take the L. And boy, did I take an L. I'm a turd and I'm in the toilet.
And speaking of taking an L, we got to keep it real. Just in case you're out there and you play fantasy football, there are a number of platforms that you could use. You could use Yahoo Football. You could use ESPN or NFL.com. But we use Sleeper app, and it's actually specifically more so geared toward the Dynasty fantasy football platform.
Right.
And what happens every week, we get a report on who's winning and who's losing. And the person that has the worst team of the week, well, they get this. They get the turd.
Yep.
They get the toilet.
Yep.
So Lorenzo, with a total score of 90 points, he got the turd this week. So.
Yeah, I did. I mean, my players did not show up at all.
Right.
And I don't tend to use excuses, but when your first 6 picks,
right,
don't show up at all year. It's gonna be a long season for you. So out of my first 6 picks, the only person that's really showed up this season for me has been Tyreek Hill, and he had a subpar game. So it is what it is. I mean, I have good players; they just haven't showed up. I could spend time talking about. I bet you this: if I dropped any of my top 6 players that I drafted, everyone in the league would be trying to pick them up. They just haven't been performing this season, and it's a dynasty league. So basically, you're building your team for the future.
True.
So,
the thing about it is, we still got about 8 or 9. What about 8 or 9 games left? So the season is over. Shout out to my man Carl with the K. He's undefeated, and he's been putting up points every week.
Yeah.
And I guess it's about time to, I don't want to make it a segue like this, but why not? One of the first persons to receive the Toilet Bowl Award. We're gonna bring him in right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Super Scotty the DJ.
Yeah. Now,
hey, Scotty.
That is by far the worst introduction I've ever heard in my life.
I know.
The worst. I mean,
you didn't even give him a round.
My gosh. I mean, what were we 4 or 5 weeks into the season? Come on, man.
But you know what? What we got to do is give you props, bro, because your 2 victories. We're sitting here. I know you got both of us.
Goes without saying. Yeah,
you caught us. But Scotty, before we get into a whole lot of conversation with you,
yes, sir.
For the audience, the people that are viewing and people catching us on replay, we gotta put you on the hot seat so they know more about you. Are you good with the hot seat? What we're gonna do is give you a series of 1 and 2s, like Pepsi or Coke. You tell whatever comes to your mind, so people get a better idea who you are. You good? You ready for the hot seat?
Let's go. Is this like Drink Champs where I got to drink?
Feel the burn. You're in the hot seat inside the Dirty South Fantasy Football Podcast.
All right, Scotty, here we go. Ice cream or sherbet?
Ice cream.
Boys to Men or Jodeci?
Jodeci.
Damn.
Churches or KFC?
Churches.
Damn.
Big Mac or the Whopper?
Big Mac.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Okay.
Big Mac like now or the Whopper like now or back, because it's different. You got to specify before a certain year,
Right about now.
Actually, neither, to be quite honest. Thank you to both.
All right. We got one for you. Minister Society or Juice?
Woo, that's a good one.
Good one.
That's a great one. Man. Gosh.
Taking too long.
I know, right? All right. So growing up, it was Minister Society. Now it's Juice.
Okay. Last one. Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith?
Barry.
You're officially off the hot seat, my brother.
Woo-woo.
You're easy. Easy enough. Now, Julie, what we want to do right now, sir, we want to actually go back to your draft that day, or for the draft itself. So
That day?
You mean
right? I know, right? We should never say.
you mean
Should never say
the
that
summer
day.
long draft?
That was the longest draft ever.
For real, for real.
So, I mean, first and foremost, we got to let everybody know that you picked up a team mid-draft.
Mhm.
So, what was your actual very first pick? Because the gentleman that actually had the team before, I think he got about 3 or 4 picks in, and the first one he picked was Russell Wilson. But what was your first pick that you put in place? Do you
Well, I
remember?
tell you, it wouldn't have been Russell Wilson. I can tell you that right now. I would have never. I would have never picked Russell Wilson.
Right.
But I actually can't remember. See, you got to remember at that time. I don't know why I didn't understand like how everything worked with the
Right.
sleeper league. So I'm doing gigs. I'm traveling. I'm doing all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I remember.
And you would have to send me a text like, "Yo, man, you on the clock?
You on the clock, bro? You on the clock?"
Right.
So since
So
you've been
it was-
in the league, how you like the dynasty format?
I love it. I just have to get used to it. I'm not even gonna lie. Now that I know, I'm already looking forward to next year. But for
Yeah.
now, I'm just kind of I'm really learning, because it's a lot more intricate. You have to pay a lot more attention as well. And the rosters are filled, so that means there's less players to go around. So um I'm just kind of just adjusting. I'm happy that I was able to pull a couple of wins out, but I love it because I love the research of everything. Anyway,
Right.
I'm a
Mhm.
football junkie in the first place, so I mean it goes hand in hand um with the type of person I am about football. It's just that I got caught at a bad time, when I couldn't do as much research. But no excuses, no excuses.
Right.
It's a long season. We make the
Right.
adjustments as we go along.
That's right.
So I ain't making no excuses. I'll take my 3 L's and my 2 wins for now.
Hey man,
For
it looks
now.
like you're picking up on it right now, so that's all good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's get right into this injury report, guys. A lot of people are having some problems right now, and it's affecting a whole lot of teams. So there are a lot of people that are out this week, including a gentleman that Lorenzo had on his squad. Hopefully, he'll be back this week. Plus, I need him for real football. Kyle Pitts. What are your thoughts, guys?
I mean, he's been a disappointment the entire season.
Yeah.
When I sit back at that position, when I picked him in the 3rd round, Andrews from Baltimore was sitting there, right? And I was like, I don't like Andrews. I mean, I know he scores points and he's probably 2nd or 3rd best tight end in the NFL. But, there's a question mark with Lamar Jackson, where he's going to be. And we are a dynasty league. So the person that you pick is going to be with you going further. So we tended to select the younger players. And I went with Kyle Pitts, and he has been a no-show all season. Eric and I, Scotty, were even talking about it because he's in Atlanta. And I'm like, hey, I've seen a couple of the games, but sometimes I'm at the Dolphin game, so I can't see, how Atlanta's using him in this same man. Eric said they're just doubling him and letting Drake London go off. So, and then he ends up on the injury report where it hurt me this week. And I kept him in my lineup because I'm like, there's no one on my squad I wanted to let go in order to put him, to be able to put the tight end. And it was homecoming. So I was not on my phone or wasn't even thinking about it as much. After Thursday, I didn't even think about fantasy football until Sunday. So I may have changed my thinking, and I had Taysom Hill on my team the week prior. I probably would have gone back, picked him up, and put him on my squad. But my team was so bad, and it's so beat up. Jonathan Taylor, Kyle Pitts, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, all those guys, those are my big scorers, are hurt. So that's why I'm in the toilet right now.
So if you're out and about out there and you're playing fantasy football and Kyle Pitts is on your squad and you're a redraft, do you get rid of him now? Or is it just too early?
No,
absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Atlanta, they got a new coach, they're new, they're brand new, so they're revamping everything. And I believe did their coach come from
he came from
Shanahan,
Tennessee.
McVay, Gruden, that whole
That tree
family. Did their coach come from there? I think he did. So
okay.
as far as Kyle Pitts is concerned, I think he'll be okay. He'll be all right. I think somebody else is going to have to step up so that they can stop bracketing him because as a Commando fan, formerly the Redskins,
Right.
I saw a lot of this with Jordan Reed when they had Jordan Reed.
Right.
Jordan Reed, I mean, he was a matchup nightmare for linebackers, safeties, and even some corners.
Right.
Because and that's who Kyle Pitts reminds me a lot of. But they'll figure it out. They just as soon as somebody steps up, another offensive weapon steps up, trust me, they won't be bracketing him for long.
Okay. Well, another person that seems to be having some problems right now, one of Lorenzo's guys, Teddy Bridgewater.
Nice.
That's the second quarterback in about 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a lot going on. So who's backing up Teddy Bridgewater now?
Ask me a specific question on this one because I can go on for hours.
Just tell me who's backing him up then.
Skylar Thompson is backing him up. And it's really, I think the NFL is really penalizing the Dolphins, especially everything that's going on in the offseason. You know, Stephen, I was about to say Stephen Hill, Stephen Ross, of course, getting suspended. Everything what happened to Brian Flores. So I think that to a certain extent, they are paying the price this year because of some of the things that happened in the offseason, because they had a spotter that said that Teddy Bridgewater got up and he stumbled. And we've been looking at the video and an instant replay over and over again, and Teddy Bridgewater did not stumble at all. And that eliminated for him for that entire game. And if you really look at it, the Dolphins with their backup rookie quarterback should have never even been in that game in the fourth quarter with a chance to take the lead because this guy hasn't taken any snaps since the preseason game.
Yeah, good coaching.
Yeah, it's good coaching, and it's a pretty good team with a lot of players that were out at that time. So I really think Tua's out for Sunday, but I think after they review it, they'll see that the spotter just said he stumbled, but there's no proof that he stumbled. So Teddy Bridgewater should be playing, and if not, at least Skylar Thompson will get a chance to practice with the team this week leading up to the game.
Well, we got a heckler in the chat. Matter of fact, he's one of the owners in the league. Phoenix Rising, aka Sean Thompson. He said, "Jets, baby." He's a real Jets fan. He's really heckling.
I will definitely applaud him. Wait, I got to applaud him. I got to give it up.
Give it up for him.
Give it up for him.
No, he said Teddy wasn't ready for the Jets defense.
I mean, he was ready. Y'all know he got up. Y'all know he got up. So he got up. He got up, man. I mean, we'll give you that one. It's the first time you have beaten a team in the AFC East in how long? You know, it was 12 straight losses for the Jets. So we'll give it to you. You beat our third string quarterback. Congratulations. Big round of applause.
Well, at the same time, the Jets, in terms of a fantasy perspective, I mean, they're not that bad. So they're not.
They definitely got some athletes. I mean, those 3 number 1 draft choices that are on the Jets. I mean, if you're looking for some fantasy football players, those are guys you should definitely look out for. But Zach Wilson, he didn't scare me. I mean, he's barely passed for 200 yards, and most of it came on that 79-yard pass with a blown coverage. Yeah. So, you know, but they won the game. They won the game. They deserve it. They blew us out in the end. I can't say anything about that.
Mr. Penny, Rashad Penny.
Woo!
Man, that's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Yes. Because think about it. You know, that's a lot of people's RB1 in most leagues. Lorenzo's dancing for a reason. The reason why he's dancing is because the handcuff to Rashad Penny is Kenneth Walker III.
It's who?
Kenneth Walker III.
It's who?
It's Kenneth Walker the third time.
Listen, I mean, Scotty's supposed to be the guest on this one, but during the draft, there were the 2 rookie running backs, and we should remember that Dameon Pierce from the Texans and Kenneth Walker. When we were going through the draft, they just sat there, and everyone just kept passing them up. And I'm like looking, I said, okay, because I didn't get an elite quarterback, I said, you know what? I'm just going to load up on running backs and wide receivers and get some defensive plays because I missed out on an elite quarterback. But I said, but I'm going to pick, I think will be on my starting lineup sometime in the middle of the season. I tried to get Pierce, wasn't able to get him. But the people that I looked for was Isaiah Pacheco from Kansas City,
Yeah, Kansas City.
Kenneth Walker from Seattle, and Romeo Dobbs from Green Bay. Those are the 3 rookies that I targeted, and all of them will be in my starting lineup by the middle of the season. So Kenneth Walker was just sitting there, and I even told you, Eric, this is my dynasty pick. I texted you and told you when I picked him up, I said, that's my dynasty pick right there. Kenneth Walker is going to be it's going to be a beast.
Yeah,
he is.
And the thing about it is,
it's a long season.
He's only been picked up in 37% of most of the league. So if you're looking for somebody to take somebody's place, Kenneth Walker could be available in the waiver wire. So
Scotty,
he's not a secret anymore. They've been talking about him on every platform, everywhere. So he's no secret any longer at all.
No, I was just saying that it's a very long season too, so he's going to definitely get a lot of run. Especially seeing the way Seattle is doing things now. They're not, they run a very balanced attack up there, and they take what the defense gives. And they opened it up last week. Shout out to Geno.
Yeah, and that was the concern about Penny. Even going into this draft, people were saying about him he wouldn't be able to last an entire season. So I knew basically that he would get injured sometime during the season. I didn't think it was going to be this early. So I just activated Kenneth Walker off my taxi squad. He's been sitting there. I've just been waiting. So basically now my 2 backs, if Jonathan Taylor can start playing the way that he's at least supposed to, now I got 2 strong running backs to start with.
Yeah.
What happened to Indianapolis, man? What happened? Just
Naeem Hines.
What happened?
I don't know, man, but it's rough for those guys. I mean, who's the handcuff to Naeem Hines? We got to check that one out.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I did look for that. But I did look, but I said, no, I got Jonathan Taylor. I did look him up. I surely did.
Okay, there's a gentleman out there that's got hurt in the game. Michael Parsons. Now, look, I'm one of the biggest Dallas Cowboy haters ever. Me and Steven Smith, I pride myself on trying to take him out in terms of hating him. But this boy right here, Michael Parsons, that's a man.
Yeah.
Nah, he's a monster.
He's a monster. I got to give him his props.
The Dallas Cowboys have never had a problem with talent, ever. They always have talent. And I want to push back on something I heard you guys say earlier about the NFC lease.
Hey, that's Lorenzo's term.
Far be it from me, huh?
That's Lorenzo's term.
No, far be it from me to defend any team, in the NFC East right now. But the Cowboys did just beat the Rams with a backup quarterback.
Really, the Rams
did. The Giants did.
The Rams. I mean, no, I know they're the Super Bowl champions, but they're not playing the way they played last year.
Right, but you didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So the league is a lot more balanced now, from what I'm seeing. For now, some people may start to pull apart as we move more into the middle in the late season. But based on strength of schedule, the Rams are supposed to be better than they are. No, I don't disagree, but again, nobody expected the Cowboys to beat them with a backup quarterback. No, they wrote the Cowboys off after Dak got hurt. They was like, the season's gone.
So I wasn't one of those people, but
I can't believe I'm here defending the damn Cowboys. But
no, you're trying to defend the NFC least,
right? No, I just the whole haven't played anybody thing. I think what we're seeing in the league is a lot of the teams that we thought were going to be horribly bad aren't horribly bad. So I think the competition is a lot more balanced. Like, even looking at Tom Brady said in a press conference last week, he said he's just been seeing a lot of bad football, and that's from everybody.
Right.
So,
well, I got a problem with Crabbe right now. After they gave Grady Jarrett that this officiating
this officiating has been out of control all year long.
Right.
It's
Right.
ridiculous. It's not even. I mean, they aren't even trying. It's just like
Right. It's the Tua Tagovailoa rule right about now.
Right.
That's what it is. And we paid the price for it on the first play of the game.
Yeah, I did. Y'all did.
Yeah. Now we're getting to the point where it gets
Always
real spicy.
Comes back to the Dolphins. Always.
It always comes back to the Dolphins. We're getting real spicy now because we're getting to the point of the season where those things called the buys are starting to take effect.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man, because Detroit, Tennessee, Vegas, all of those guys on buys. So the question is, what do you do when the big boys are starting to go out on buys? You find yourself a little short on talent. Where do you go? I'm checking the wires. A couple of people look like a couple of folks are in the waiver wire that are significant right now. They say Kenny Pickett is George Pickens, 47%. So if you're looking for a wide receiver, that's a good look because right now Kenny Pickett's.
Yeah, have you watched the Steelers?
But that's his. The thing about it is when you don't have a wide receiver, what do?
I get it, but I need the wide receiver to actually get the ball thrown to him.
Oh, have you seen Pickett's numbers?
I mean, being available is fine, but you're available for a reason, in my opinion.
True.
So, and if you've watched the Steelers, trust me, you'll understand why he's available. They're terrible.
But he's not available in our league.
No, he's not available in our league, but he's right now they say it's only 47% of the in the leagues have rostered him. Hayden Hurst.
I actually have him on one of my rosters in another league.
Okay.
But he's on a bench because I didn't expect it to be this bad. I thought.
Are you running into any problems this week in terms of bye weeks?
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll see.
It's coming.
I doubt it though.
Yeah.
I got Raheem Mostert only rostered in 52% of the leagues. He nice.
Yeah, I mean, he basically came from San Francisco with Mike McDaniel, so he knows that system very well. And he had his best game of the season against it is the Jets, but he rushed for over 115 yards in that game. So,
and isn't he coming off an injury? So it took him a while to get going, right?
Yeah.
He's coming off an injury.
Like Chase Edmonds started the season, and now Raheem has just pushed him aside, and I got to put Chase on the bench. That was one of my running backs, so he goes on the bench now.
And if you're looking for another running back, Lorenzo will tell you he's got him. Walker the third, only rostered in about 37% of the leagues.
Right. Well, I'm not trading him for nothing because these two. I mean, having Jonathan Taylor and Kenneth Walker as my two starting running backs, the way they're saying that, you see what Penny was doing. So imagine what Walker's going to do. So I'm anticipating, big things from him going forward in Seattle.
And it's crazy because the Arizona Cardinals just picked up Corey Clement.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really? I mean, that's how bad. Look, hey Scotty, you just said that why pick him up on the team? Arizona picked up Corey Clement. So when the pickings are slim, you got to fill a roster spot.
Yeah. Well, we're also talking about Cliff Kingsbury. I don't think he's necessarily the best person to kind of give props to.
Okay,
because
that's so true.
That's true.
What's interesting about this? It's like basically, we won't be doing a redraft in our league, but next year it's like the running back should not go until maybe like the third or fourth round, and you should just basically go no running backs and just load up with your quarterbacks and your wide receivers because, as you say, they're interchangeable, throughout. So, and then just get your running backs later on in the draft and pick some rookies. And that's kind of like
rookie next year.
Yeah.
Going forward. Rookie next year. I already know what I'm picking first. I'm going to keep that to myself.
Well, right now, if the draft, Scotty would pick before us right now. So, if the draft started today. No, I'm
Yeah,
just
man.
saying. I mean, I'm like, I am prepared because just based on the way my players are playing, it is a dynasty league. So I know I have good players, but they're just not performing right now.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do about that.
I think the NFC East is back though. What y'all think?
Yeah, I hate it because we're not a part of it, but
I think they got some serious
this
contenders. I
the
think
team
Philly,
that
I
I
think
root for
Dallas.
is a S show right now. So
Yeah, and the Giants, they were really the surprise out of all three of them.
Yeah, but that's a good coach. Brian
That's a good
Daboll
coach.
is a
Yeah.
good coach.
Yes.
He was rumored to come to Miami, but he was rumored to come to Miami. Was hoping to get him, but he went to New York and he's doing a great job there.
Yes.
Good.
It always comes back to the Dolphins. Always
come back to the Dolphins.
back to the
Dawson Knox, man, foot problems. That's what I'm hearing. So but it really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Josh Allen gonna find somebody to throw it to.
Yeah.
He's a slinger.
They got too much firepower. They can plug and play anybody into those receiving positions, and
right.
It's just the emergence of Gabe Davis is a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is an absolute game changer for them.
Yeah.
Defensive coordinators are probably pulling their hair out right now trying to figure out how to cover Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
And
we're not even getting to Isaiah McKenzie and Moss and all these.
And Buffalo doesn't run the ball. They don't.
No.
I mean, Josh Allen threw for what? 340 some odd yards in the first half.
Well, they do run the ball when he scrambled.
That is true.
That does count, right? Yeah,
that does count.
It does count.
It does count. Man, this thing went real fast again. 30 minutes and a cloud of dust. Super Scotty the DJ, welcome. Thank you for stopping through today.
Hey man, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it. Hey man, keep up the good work. I love it.
Did we go through the whole itinerary already?
Yeah, man, for pretty much. Yeah. We haven't missed much.
Okay. All right.
I'm looking at it right now.
All right.
We getting good at this.
I know, right?
We done shot through all of it. Super Scotty, let everybody know how they can find you on social media.
Well, you see it down there right there at Super Scotty the DJ. That's on IG, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everything. I can't guarantee you there's going to be content on all of those places, but definitely on IG and Facebook, TikTok, and still trying to get into it. But, for the most part, at Super Scotty the DJ on Twitter, Facebook, IG. Also, catch me on 100 Hip Hop and R&B.fm. Yes, sir.
The day party,
Monday
baby.
through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Saturdays, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you got to do is say, Alexa, launch 100 Hip Hop and R&B.fm. Boom, and we there. Right?
I love you guys, man. I love you guys. Thank you.
Oh, man. Lo, how can they find you, man?
They can find me on Star 94.5, Orlando's only R&B, Monday through Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. and Saturday nights on Hot 105 in Miami from 6 to 10. Of course, my IG is Lorenzo Ice T, and that's Lorenzo ICETEA. Twitter at Lorenzo Thomas, Facebook at Lorenzo Thomas. And, y'all, you can fill in the other things that I can't plug right this particular time.
And you can catch me and Super Scotty, like he said, at 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM on the Odyssey app. Absolutely. Yeah. And you can catch me, you see it at Dirty South FFL on Twitter. If you're catching us up on replay, like we said in the beginning, make sure that you hit the thumbs up for Facebook and hit the thumbs up if you are on YouTube, as well as the notification button. And please subscribe. And like Lorenzo said the last time, share the content. We truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you guys for checking in with us. We'll be back next Tuesday, talk about week number 7 in the NFL. And we're going to, of course, talk about fantasy football as well as some regular football, start 'em, sit 'em, what's going on. So thank you once again for checking us out. And we out.